I've been on a mission for quite some time to educate folks about a term, and it doesn't benefit me any, except that I guess I might become known as the person that has educated the most people about this term. So let's take a look at it. What do you think? This is from the Encyclopedia Britannica. Right there. And it's talking about the subject of the term race and what it's not. And it goes on down. It says genetic studies in the late 20th century refuted the existence of biogenetically distinct races. And scholars now argue that races are cultural interventions reflecting specific attitudes and beliefs that were imposed on different populations in the wake of Western European conquest beginning in the 15th century. So the meanings of race, it gets into, if you can find this on Britannica, you can on their website. I don't know if I can put the link down below or not, but if I can, I will. But this goes on down, and I have been on for some time trying to educate people. I hear this on the radio a lot, and I sent a message today to WTN because I heard a guy on there talking about it again, and you know, we keep getting involved in all these conversations, and I said, you know, you have the opportunity to use your platform and pulpit to educate the masses. I can see it launching whomever becomes the big education voice in the spotlight. And while I anticipate controversial backlash, the person would have the above, which meaning the Britannica article that I sent him, along with many other scholarly publications to support the educational stance and help shut down the divisional billy club the term is utilized for against conservatives on a daily basis. Every time you get in any kind of discussion about something that whoever is on the other side doesn't like it or can't defend, they go, oh, well, that's not the truth. Here's the truth. This has been what they've termed as facts for a long time. It goes in, it talks about the linguistic groups, and everybody tries to lump everybody in. You can read this for all for yourself, but I want to read. It says, thus, it talks about race has never had in the whole history of its use had a precise meaning, except that we're all human race. And modern researchers have concluded that the concept of race, has no biological validity, but people keep using it. I see it on here a lot. It talks about all the different anthropology aspects of it. And I have said this many times on here in my own post. It says, after the abolition of slavery, the ideology fully emerged as a new mechanism of social division and stratification. That's from Britannica, folks. That's not Keith here on Tribfish making up something. You know, when I was growing up, Britannica was the source. We had a whole library full of Britannica books because it was the source. It was, I hate to call it the Bible, but it was, every time I wanted to look up something for a biology class or anything else, I went to the encyclopedias, as we call them, Britannica encyclopedias. But you can read all about this. See, it was used as a mechanism for social division. These people want to divide you. They keep using this term, whether they know it or not. It's used as division. This is a Marxist term now. They're using it now, just like they use other vague definitions of things, like they use race, they use assault weapons, they use climate change, they use all these different terms that are so vague that you just kind of make up your own. If you want to jump on the bandwagon, you make up your own definition of it. Basically, that's what it comes up to. It's just nonsense. And we have to get past this and talk about our differences in specific terms. And why? Is it because of cultural changes since the 1960s or 50s? I know we've had some things that, as far as civil rights and different things, because people were treated incorrectly and wrong because of skin color. So people have been treated wrong because of skin color. They have been treated wrong because of their cultural differences. They have been treated wrong for many things, for many reasons. And sometimes it has become criminal in many aspects because a lot of folks grew up in a different culture where things were acceptable in their culture that aren't here, or they were taught something because, like I see it in many of the gang-related cultures, they were taught that way because they probably didn't have a father figure in their home a lot of times. And so they started emulating somebody that's in some type of music industry or something. And that goes rock, and that goes rap, that goes everything. All the different genres of music and different people that have influence on young folks. I didn't believe it when I was growing up. My dad used to say, oh, you don't need to be listening to all that rock music because it's teaching you things that you shouldn't do. And it did. It taught me how to not treat women respectfully and a lot of things. Not all of them. And not all the rap music does that. And not all the hip hop does that. But a large percentage of it does because it sells. It's rebellion. Rebellion sells to kids. Don't you know? And so that's the same thing with the race. You just throw out the term, oh, it's a racial thing. Okay, let's talk about it. Is it because of skin color? Is it because of the cultural differences? Is it because where they grew up, the environment? Was it because of their family unit? Was it not enough influence on, did they not have a father in there? Did they grow up going from relative to relative? Could that be it? I mean, there's a good article that I've talked about before that somebody came into a village in Africa where there were elephants running roughshod over everything. And they said, okay, what's going on here? And they brought in the expert and he said, well, where's all the older elephants? They said, oh, we moved him over to another country or something, or another, area section. He said, well, you got to get them back in here so they'll keep all the young ones calm. So you had to bring in the older ones who had been taught how to teach so they could teach the younger ones the norms, the social norms, and how not, they would keep them in line, keep them from going out here and killing rhinos or going through a village and just storming it around. They got them back in order. And that's what happens in even us. That's why we have father figures, because a father figure will keep you in line. I know I had my butt busted a lot when I was growing up because I'd just go off and do something stupid. And my dad would yank my ear and grab me up and go, no, you're not doing that. Boy, and I got my butt tore up. It taught me. But you don't see that much nowadays. Everybody, go get a timeout or something, or they just say, oh, ain't nothing you can do about it. Race is a social construct, and I just gave you an education on it. Tell your friends, share with your friends. This needs to be something that we can get past and start talking about the real issues and trying to find solutions to real problems. Have a good day.